to me.
If you've just joined us, good morning. It is 7:15 a.m. on the 13th of April. You are with Flo, and this next song is Kirk Franklin, Now Behold the Lamb. I hope that you're having a great morning this morning, and if you would like to make a dedication, please do give me a call on 022-593-8446. That's 022-593-8446. Good morning.
Holy is the Lamb.
Isn't it awesome to wake up to some nice Christian music? It is 7:22 and it is the 13th of April and we have a little devotion.
The diet and slip from the diet, we blame it on genetics. The first person that doesn't like us, the first person that doesn't help us, the first time it gets a little hard, many of us are so quick to see disappointment as a dead end. Not these men. These men made a decision. If there's no room for us through that door, we will climb up. Here's the word of the Lord. If you can't get in, go up. If you can't get through on this level, go up to a higher level. Sometimes the reason God allows you to be restricted is because you're at the wrong level. And sometimes He'll put a disappointment in your life so you have to climb over it so your faith make it. What do you do with the disappointment? Somebody shout, get over it. Say it again, get over it. I know some people didn't like you, didn't promote you, didn't endorse you, didn't support you, but get over it. These men said there's something so important to us. We can't stand here and blame the people who got here early. I think I'm going higher. Now go home if you want to go home, but we're going to make a door in the ceiling. That's how you deal with disappointment. You get over it. Oh, it looks like it wasn't meant to be. Sorry, Matt. We tried. I never let people say to me, we did all we could. Like 0.0000001% of the time, is that true? It's just not true. Just say, I did all I want to do. Or say it's not worth it to me anymore. But don't say you did all you could. If these men said they did all they could, they tried, they asked, they showed up, they carried them, they did a lot. But the answer was higher. Higher. A higher level of thinking. I know it's a small detail in the text, but it spoke to me. God said, sometimes you're thinking too low and too limited. And you're so disappointed because you're not, okay. Help us. Revelation chapter 4, verse 1. Does John have anything to say about this? I believe he does. He said, after this, he's on an island. I looked, and there before me was a door standing open. Where? This door was not a door that was right in front of me in my situation. This door was standing open in heaven. So I had to look up, because when I looked around, all I saw was a crowd. When I looked around, all I saw was a system. When I looked around, all I saw was a limitation. When I looked around, all I saw was excuses. But touch somebody and say, look up. Because I promise you that ceiling will become a door if you're willing to dig through it. There's another door. And they made their own door. And while Jesus is preaching, the men are watching. They lower their friend. At some point, they had to drop him. They couldn't get him all the way down. And now they've dropped him at the feet of Jesus. Right in front of Jesus, Matthew says. Because they couldn't find a way in because of the crowd. But disappointment is a door. So if they could have gotten in the front door, the man would not have been in position to be healed. If it would have worked out the way they planned for it to work out, if they would have given you what you wanted them to give you, you wouldn't have been in this position to get what only Jesus can give. So, Jesus, this is an interesting phrase. He saw their faith. He saw their faith. When Mark writes about faith, he uses the word faith in a noun or a verb form 4 times. And every time he says faith, it is attached to an action. So for Mark, faith is not a state of mind. For Mark, faith is not a confession. For Mark, faith is not something that you say. It's something that you see. Jesus saw their faith and he liked it. And he saw what those men were willing to do, and he saw how they were willing to press, and he saw the rules that they were willing to break, and he liked it. And Jesus looked down at the man and he said, son, I've got good news. I saw what your friends were willing to do to get you to me, and that kind of faith is irresistible to me. When I see them unwilling to be normal, and when I see them dare to be different, and when I see them refuse to go home with a broken heart, but instead trust me in an unusual, ridiculous way, I like that. Son. And the men up top are going, because we didn't know if he was going to kick him out. We didn't know how this was going to go. We didn't ask permission. We just did it. And they're watching. And Jesus said, son, I saw their faith, and your sins are forgiven. And the men up top said, wait a minute. What did he just say? And one of them said, I think he said his sins are forgiven. And the other one said, but we didn't bring him here for his sins to be forgiven. That's nice. But we want him to walk. Yeah, I reckon we still gonna have to carry him home. I was hoping he'd do something about his legs. What do you do when God gives you what you didn't ask for? Okay. Because that happens sometimes. Sometimes you want God to fix your situation, and he starts working on you. Sometimes God won't do the most obvious thing for a healer to do in the presence of a paralyzed man is get him up. But the greatest opportunities aren't always the most obvious. And Jesus knew there is something deeper that needs to be done than this man's condition is suggesting externally. Son, you're forgiven. I'm gonna fix it in you before I fix it for you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the message, just do two simple things before